How do you handle a partner addicted to PRN? You can be supportive of him recovering, but there isn't a lot you can do until he is ready to help himself and get therapy for whatever he's using porn to numb. Remember, it's most likely not a sex thing. It's a dopamine depression escape thing. There is some info on our-porn-free. Maybe you can join that community and find some support. As someone who masturbated 6-7x daily from 13-25, let me fucking tell you, it'll completely ruin your sex life. You will lose impulse control, and ultimately develop depression and anxiety around the act of sex. It's very difficult to break the cycle. But after 2 weeks of stopping and working with my now fiancé, I was able to stop completely and I've never looked back. Get help. Go to therapy together. Most of the time PRN addiction is less about the sex and more about finding comfort in and/or coping with uncomfortable feelings emotions. It might not be related to you at all if it's something he has done since he's a teenager, for example, where many young men are exposed to it. It can be a habit he has picked up and has done for years as a coping mechanism. Habits like that can be hard to just break, but not impossible. But you need to address what are his needs and how he is getting those needs fulfilled by PRN. We remember addiction is addiction. When it gets to the point it affects Earl stuff, it can get tough. First thing is you need to bring it up. This is a good time to see how he responds to you bringing up problems. If he seems completely indifferent or not to getting help now, it's gonna get worse later. Don't leave him just cause of addiction. In fact, this problem doesn't even need to be about the addiction. Instead, make it a chance to see how he responds to your distress. Does he value your distress enough to make changes? Any addiction can be hard, and just having someone turn off addiction isn't the way. Especially cause porn is literally right there all the time. But before you do that, try confirm there's no other reason for the bedroom performances. If it's just shyness or something, maybe there's some way exploring. You guys could to find something he likes in the bedroom. My ex was addicted to online roleplay flirt. It was awful. Porn is what I can get. That thing. Never. You can write porn on here. Honestly curious why OP would censor the word porn. That's a long, difficult road. Now that I'm a little older and wiser, I would personally say, don't waste any more time on him unless he really shows that he wants to change. My husband did have some porn problems when we were first dating, and it took a couple fights and a few talks, but he did immediately show effort and overall was resolved fairly quick over a yearish. It didn't affect our sex life other than it made him take much longer to finish, which was annoying, and that came from physical desensitization, and it made me feel insecure. Now, he still masturbates any day we don't have sex, and he has a huge folder of porn of muse that we've made together. That helps mentally, and he keeps a looser grip or uses a fleshlight and uses plenty of lube. Our sex life gets better each year we're together, and we've been together 13 years. It was also on me to mature about it as well and understand that men do need that visual stimuli, and so the porn that we made together turned out to be the perfect compromise. If you won't stop watching porn and you hate him watching porn, then you two aren't compatible. One of you has to give for the relationship to work. Either you have to be okay with him watching porn or he has to stop watching porn. If no one will budge, then you should probably break up. You dump him, girlfriend. This isn't your beast to tame. He has a lot of work to do before considering marriage. Well, how often does it happen, compared to how often you have sex? You talk to him, he does it anyway. You said you catch him doing it, then there itself is an issue. Sounds as if you were saying he hides it from you after the talk. You are engaged and feel the strain that probably will not change. Do you want to feel this after you are married? I left the men I was with because of his addiction, but more so because I was tired of being lied to. Being lied to over and dealing with it gets so old and is a total turn off. Leave or you will be unhappy for a lot longer. Someone here said there is an underlying issue. There is. Walk away or stick with it. I promise you sticking with it will be difficult, and a waste of the time you could be spending with someone who values every bit of you. Find a new love. Therapy. Period. Any addiction needs treatment. I honestly would not even be in a relationship with someone like that. My ex kinda developed one. Or always had one and just hit it better. I'd know not for me. An addiction to porn is the same as an addiction to drugs. It just doesn't cause as much physical damage. The best option is to be very direct, sit him down and explain that you're worried about him. But keep it neutral. Don't blame him for the problem. Focus on the problem itself. Consider therapy and a stopping of porn consumption. But remember that you can't help someone who doesn't want to be helped. If he persists after your attempts, you need to reevaluate the relationship and decide whether or not to stay with him. Please believe me when I tell you that it's never going to change or go away. I stayed married to someone like this for 36 years. I did all kinds of kinky stuff to keep him interested over the years. Things that made me uncomfortable, sometimes including other people. It never made a dent in his porn addiction, only fed it. I finally put my own happiness first and left him. They will lie and tell you that all guys do it. That is a bunch of bullshit. They will tell you that nobody else is going to want you, huge lie. They will ask you if you know how many girls or women would love to be in your place. I found out the answer: exactly 0. I've been in a healthy relationship with a wonderful, handsome, younger, kind and respectful guy for 3 years now, and my ex is still alone. Please love yourself enough to get out of that situation. Only you can change your life and remove the people and things that are not making you happy. You only get one life, don't waste it. It's not your job to make others happy at the expense of your own happiness. It took me a long time to learn that lesson. Good luck. I personally would dip. I'm just not taking that level of shit on. I'm not sure whether that's the right idea for you though. He's probably handling his dick too hard like you see in a lot of porn, with too firm a grasp, and now vagina doesn't give the grip he's used to, it never can, it's not made to do that. He needs to sort himself out, it's not our job to fix men. Join in the fun? I leave them. So 2 possibilities. 1. If you want even try, then save your time and go. It will suck, but you can't help the unwilling. 2. If he is willing to try, but just can't do it, then look up material for dealing with the addiction. I would recommend Healthy Gamer GD video on porn addiction specifically.